What is Nordschleife? Well, it's a German word that stands for Northern Loop. So what, I hear you say. The Nürburgring is a public racetrack in Germany. It looks rather like a pig, doesn't it? And this bit here looks a bit like an upside-down duck. I've been into motor racing, not in a participatory way, since I was little. One of my heroes is Jackie Stewart. And this place, you can actually turn up and drive your own car around. Is that longer than 20 seconds? Is it turning over, Andy? It doesn't seem to be. I'll do it myself. There we go. Right, okay, here we are. It's in the Eifel Mountains, hence all the trees. I'm going to tell you its nickname in a second when we get on to... and there's something like 73 corners on this place. It is one of the most demanding racetracks in the world. And I repeat, you can turn up, you can pay your €22, and you can drive around it. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Bit of history. You all like history? It was actually built in the 20s as actually the German government decided that they needed their own racetrack, and B, they use up a lot of unemployed people actually making it in the forest. And the idea was to make a demanding racetrack, but also a test track. And in fact, to this day, many of the cars that you drive are tested at this particular facility because it's so difficult. Now, who's this guy? Any of you who watch Top Gear, and presumably you all do, know that he actually tried to go round Nordschleife or Nürburgring in a diesel Jaguar in less than 10 minutes, bridge to Gantry, and he just about made it. Who knows who this is? Oh, less of you. That is Sabine Schmidt. Sabine actually was born in Nürburg, which is in the Nürburgring, as a professional racing driver, and when Clarkson did his under 10-minute lap, she said, she did it in a German accent, so I'll try. I can do that faster in a van. So she tried to. She didn't quite make it. So there's some of the characters. But this place is very demanding. This guy, who you can all easily see is Jackie Stewart, one of my heroes, 3 times world champion, actually nicknamed it Green Hell. Such was the challenge for racing drivers, and you can see that they spent a lot of time in the air. That he would only race there if he absolutely had to. So that gives you a flavour of what this place is like. And I repeat, anybody can turn up on a tourist day, pay your €22, and off you go around it. I like the German sense of humour. All the corners have names that are actually not very inspiring, apart from 1 or 2. But as you're barrelling round, you notice that they're in green, and the actual name's in yellow, so you can really see that coming, can't you? This corner is famous for a very famous accident, but I'll get on to that. Accident, sorry. Like many people who go around this place, I practiced relentlessly on PlayStation. That's what you do. I was taking my wife with me, I didn't want to kill her. But what it doesn't give you on PlayStation is an idea of the gradients, and this shot gives you an idea of the gradients. This corner is actually called Flugplatz, which stands for something like aircraft takeoff, and was where you saw Jackie Stewart airborne in his, whatever it was he was driving. I like the name of this one. This is called Foxhole, or Fußrohr, or something like that. That's just a drive in the country. What you have to realise is that if you're any kind of a bloke or a lady who likes driving quickly, you're actually flat out down here. You touch about 120 at the bottom here, and it's cambered like this. So this is one scary place, because there's no point in turning up and going slowly, is there? That would be really rubbish. And yes, there are lots of bikers on there as well. I was going to tell you about all the different corners, but I'm actually going to pick up from some of the 2 earlier things about doing something you've always wanted to do, which this is. I've wanted to do this for years and years. And also a little bit about what the challenge represented to me, because it actually became quite personal. I was going with my wife in a 2-seat car. It's dangerous. People die. Okay, people die on the roads all day, but this is like deliberate. They generally die because they're being mugs and they're going too quickly. But I thought, Christ, I'm taking my dearly beloved. So I did a lot of homework, and it actually became something more than just going out for a fun day. It actually became a real challenge. I had to swat up. There's 73 corners. It goes up and down like a donkey's overcoat. You can come off very easily, and there's no nice runoff areas. You just hit this stuff very hard. And if you do that, they close the track. They charge you €1,500 an hour while they clean it up, and they charge you for repairing the Armco. People have crashed on this place, and they've been billed about 20,000 euros. So it's a serious place. Because not only can the public drive on it, it is used as a racetrack for everything except Formula One. This is the most famous corner, a lovely wide shot. It's a 270-degree corner which has become called the carousel. You'll get another look at this in a second, but you can see there this banking in the middle. That's the line you take, and it's almost like this. And the experience of it's not actually a particularly quick corner, but it's a fantastic experience. This is actually from the driver's point of view. So you're charging around here as fast as you dare. My best moment on the track was I was catching up a Porsche. I caught him up in the banking and said to the wife, went faster around there than a Porsche, and she went, oh, great. Probably through gritted teeth at that time. And this is me and the good lady in my Mazda on the track. So that's now my screensaver. So that's just to kind of prove we've done it. This collection of photos we'll build because I'm definitely going back each year. This is a mood shot taken by my wife, who's quite a keen photographer. This part of the thing is the duck's tail, the upside-down duck that you saw earlier. This is actually the back of what is now the Grand Prix circuit, where they do hold, sometimes I think they hold the German Grand Prix. That's a proper racing circuit. We didn't go on that bit, that's boring. Accidents do happen. There's an enormous amount of resource on the web, actually. If you are interested, you just have to type in Nürburgring and all sorts of stuff comes up. And people do crash. This guy, what he's done here, he's come off the track somewhere here. You can see his tyre marks, and he's been sideways, and as his tyres have gripped and he's hit the tarmac, over he goes. I haven't seen the picture of what happened to him after that, but I am assured no one was badly hurt. Anybody know who that is? Niki Lauda. The reason Grand Prix racing was stopped at the Nürburgring was that this guy had a horrendous crash on a corner that now actually bears his name. They call it the Lauda Links, and very nearly died. Interestingly, if you read up, he actually staggered out of the car, having nearly been roasted alive, and it was only when he got to hospital they realised how badly injured he was. On a personal note, he actually got back in a racing car. Now, imagine this, he crashed at over 200 kilometres an hour, nearly died, burnt, as you can see, and he got back in a racing car in something like 5 weeks, and only lost the championship that year by 3 points. So there's a guy with big kahunas in my estimation. You can literally, as I was saying before, drive anything on this track. We didn't actually see any buses, but as I say, it is a one-way public toll road covered by German traffic law, which means unless there's a restriction sign, you can go as fast as you like and there's no penalty. The bus isn't overtaking the car because, of course, this is Germany, so he's on the inside, this guy's going round him. But yes, all sorts of stuff turns up there. It's actually really interesting to look in the paddock and look at all the fantastic cars. In fact, the guy we were with, one of the guys on the trip I was with, had an old Lotus Cortina, and that drew as much attention as all the fantastic Ferraris and stuff because it was unusual. Like I say, all this shot shows is that they do actually use it as a racetrack. They have all sorts of things. They have, they also have rock concerts. They have 24-hour races. And it's like almost like a social centre in Germany, and for all the petrol heads like me who like to go there. There we are. I'm trying to look like I don't know, like I know what I'm doing. Like I haven't drunk too much beer. This is actually the sort of corralling paddock area, and the bit where you go out on the track is just up here. Like I say, you buy a little card and ping it up, and off you go. So there you are. This was a personal challenge for me. It's one I shall be revisiting. It's one I actually quite worried about. It's one I did a lot of homework on. And I'm very pleased I did it. I've ticked off the box. And I won't go to my grave thinking, why didn't I do that? So there we are. Thank you for listening. That's the Nordschleife.